It's the year 2073. War has broken out between the World Federation and the corporate conglomerate Draken over mining rights on 3 of Jupiter's moons. Carnage Heart is a strategy game where you, the player, are the commander of the World Federation forces. Your mission is to capture the enemy bases by directing mechanized weapon units, known as overkill engines. There has never been a strategy game as deep and challenging as Carnage Heart. Not only can you design the hardware of the overkill engines, you can also design the software programming that determines how an overkill engine will behave in combat. Once you have an OKE fully designed and ready for battle, you'll need to decide on your battle tactics. Selecting tactics from the command screen will bring you to the base command screen. The base command screen is where you make decisions regarding OKE production and the organization of OKE units. First, you'll want to set up an OKE production line. You are supplied with your first lot of OKEs ready for action, but it is wise to manufacture a supply of replacements for OKEs lost in battle. This can be accomplished by selecting the factory command. From the factory screen, selecting the production command will bring up the production screen. The numbers from 1 to 6 indicate the factory's production lines. Lines 1 and 2 are displayed in white to indicate that they are operational. Lines displayed in red are not yet operational. Selecting the product box will bring up a list of available MasterCard designs. A design must be a MasterCard to be produced in a factory. After choosing a MasterCard design to produce, it is necessary to specify the number to be manufactured in the amount box, initially reading 0. After selecting the amount box, a number pad appears. Pressing the OK key enters the amount. It is also necessary to manufacture ammunition for your OKEs. Selecting the product box for line 2 and then selecting ammo from the bottom left corner of the screen will set line 2 to ammunition production. It is once again necessary to specify the amount to be produced in the amount box. In Carnage Heart, each OKE combat unit is composed of 3 OKEs, so it is most efficient to manufacture 3 OKEs simultaneously. Increasing the number of operational production lines can be accomplished by selecting the Add Line command from the factory screen. After selecting Add Line, a screen displaying the cost and performance of an additional line is displayed. Selecting OK will add the line, or by pressing the circle button, you may exit without adding the line. Manufacturing of OKEs requires a certain time period. The time is calculated from the production process number of your OKE design and the production line capacity. The production line capacity is the number of processes which can be completed in one turn, which is 80 for these lines. The OKE design being produced requires 203 processes. Dividing 203 by 80 equals 2.537, so we must wait 3 turns to receive delivery of this OKE. You must organize your OKEs into OKE combat units before you can deploy them into battle. To form an OKE battle unit, select Form Unit from the base screen. From the list on the right, select the OKEs which you would like to have together in a unit, or you can select Auto to automatically form a unit. To select another unit, press the down arrow key. You can have up to 32 units. Use the release command to disband the current unit. Once you have formed OKE units, it is possible to deploy them into battle. Selecting Deploy Unit from the base screen will bring up the Deploy Unit screen. The Deploy Unit screen shows the units available to be sent into battle. Selecting the Action box will bring up the Unit Command screen. The Unit Command screen lists the commands that can be given to an OKE unit. Selecting a command brings up the map screen. You may then specify on the map where the command should be carried out, deploying the unit to that area. Carnage Heart progresses by turns. You make your battle preparations, and these are executed when you select End Turn. Your enemy then executes its own battle plans, and battles occur when opposing forces meet. When your battle preparations are complete, select End Turn from the command screen. The OKE units will now follow the instructions given to them. The map shows the progress of the OKE units. Here, the green OKE unit is engaging the orange hostile unit in battle. During battle, pressing the Start key will switch the viewpoint between the three OKEs in the combat unit. On the left side of the screen, a radar shows the hostile OKEs, and a timer gives the elapsed time. Displays on the right show the OKE's condition and how much ammunition it has left. It is possible to turn these displays on or off from the settings screen by pressing the Select button. The settings screen also contains the option to choose various camera angles to view the action. This completes the Carnage Heart mission briefing. To gain more information on how to play Carnage Heart, please refer to the Carnage Heart Instruction Manual and the Programming Strategy Guide. This mission briefing will walk you through the basic functions of Carnage Heart. For a complete understanding of all the game's functions, please read the Carnage Heart Instruction Manual and the Programming Strategy Guide. The title screen for Carnage Heart offers 3 selections. Start Game allows you to start a new game. Load Game lets you continue a saved game. And Versus Battle is a competition mode. When you start a new game, you must first select a scenario. Carnage Heart has 3 full scenarios: Europa, Ganymede, and Callisto. The Europa practice scenario is a single map scenario to help beginners learn the game. In the world of Carnage Heart, you are represented in battle by your Overkill engines, or OKEs. You can choose from 12 different OKEs. There are 4 main types: twin leg, multi-leg, tank, and flying. Each of these has 3 subtypes. Each OKE has a different performance and a different choice of weapons. The enemy has the same choice of OKEs and weapons, so it is important to optimize your hardware and software design to gain an edge in combat. To design an OKE, select Design from the command screen. This is the Design Lab. OKE design data is saved on design cards. Use Select Card to choose a design card. You can save up to 25 designs. Your first design will be saved as Card 1. The Hardware command is used for designing the OKE hardware. Software allows you to design the OKE's action program. And Test lets you try an OKE in battle before you finalize your design. There are 9 hardware choices, allowing you to design everything from the OKE's body and weaponry to its CPU. You must make a selection for the first 7 icons in order for your OKE to be operational. The icon in the upper left-hand corner that resembles a person is the OKE body selection command. When you select the OKE body command, a screen will appear listing the available body types. Choose the body type you want, and then select the OK command to confirm your choice. A red mark appears next to the OKE body icon to show that you have made a selection. The next icon down is the Engine Selection command. Use this command to select an engine for your OKE. The stronger the engine, the more weight an OKE can carry. The next icon is the Main Weapon Selection command. You can select from 3 main weapon categories: the medium-range assault rifle, the short-range shotgun, and the long-range laser. Select a weapon that is going to be well suited with your battle strategy. After selecting a weapon, you will be asked to select its ammo or energy pack. The Sub-Weapon Selection command is the next icon. There are 5 categories of sub-weapons: rocket, missile, large missile, landmine, and floating mine. Some OKEs cannot use some kinds of sub-weapons. After selecting the sub-weapon, choose the rocket, missile, or mine to be used. The icon below the sub-weapon icon is the CPU selection command. This is a very important selection since the speed and capacity of the CPU will affect how your OKE performs in battle. The next icon is the fuel tank selection command. The size of the tank will determine how long your OKE can operate. The last of the main icons is the armor selection command. Thicker armor gives greater protection, but naturally it also increases the OKE's weight. The OKE's weight cannot exceed the maximum weight listed to the right. Select the thickest armor you can without going overweight. The last two icons are the optional equipment and paint pattern selection commands. Eventually, you will acquire such optional equipment as cooling, missile interference, and armor repair devices. You can customize the paint pattern on your OKE to your liking using the paint pattern selection command. Once you have finished all of your selections, your hardware design is complete. The most interesting and unique feature of Carnage Heart is the ability to program the artificial intelligence of an OKE. The programming is accomplished using a simple-to-use, icon-based programming system. For complete instructions on how to program an OKE, please refer to the instruction manual and the programming strategy guide. If you do not wish to take the time to program your own OKE, you can select Auto to have the World Federation software engineer program it for you. The software program you create for each OKE is its brain. The program decides exactly how the OKE will act in a battle situation. The better you are at programming, the more likely you are to defeat your enemy. You design software programs in Carnage Heart by using chips. There are 40 different chips, which can be combined into an action program by linking them together on the chip table, which represents the OKE's CPU. Each chip contains a set of commands, such as move forward or detect enemy in a designated area. You can customize the internal settings of a chip to perform the tasks you desire. The program you assemble on the chip table is executed in sequence from the top left to the bottom right. The green arrows on each chip indicate the normal flow of the process. If a chip also has a red arrow, the chip's behavior depends on a set of conditions. If the conditions shown in the chip's settings are true, the chip diverges the flow of the process to the red arrow. Now, let's watch an OKE in action and see how its behavior is determined by the program. The movement of this OKE is determined by a combination of two chip commands which tell it to move forward if it detects an enemy within 300 meters. To avoid an incoming missile, this OKE jumps to the right. The sequence of chips that makes this happen detects an incoming projectile within 60 meters, and then, with a 50% probability, makes the OKE jump to the right. Here, the OKE is firing its missile subweapon. The first chip in this sequence detects an enemy presence within 65 meters. The next chip checks that the OKE has subweapon ammunition remaining, and the final chip fires the subweapon at the enemy. If the program detects that no subweapon ammunition is left, the process flow is diverged to activate the main weapon instead. Here, the OKE has been programmed with a search pattern. One chip asks if an enemy is detected within an area set to 300 meters in the front, while another chip asks if there are enemies within 180 degrees on the right. If both answers are no, the program commands the OKE to turn left until it detects an enemy. By linking such OKE software sequences together into an efficient action program, you can create a variety of deadly OKEs. After you have finished your software programming, it is wise to make sure that everything works before you finalize your design card. From the design screen, select Test. On the test screen, select OK on the bottom right to begin a combat test. The combat test ends with the destruction of either side, or after 150 seconds. If you are happy with the way your OKE has performed, you may finalize your design card by selecting Approve Design. To acquire new OKEs and weapons, you may purchase blueprints from 6 weapon dealers on Earth. Select Negotiation from the command screen, and a list of the 6 companies appears. Choose a company and select Blueprints to see their wares. Select the blueprints you are interested in, check their descriptions, and then purchase the desired blueprints. You can also select R&D to invest in weapons development. Improve the performance of a blueprint by selecting Optimization. And find out what your enemy is up to by selecting Information.